Good morning, one and all. My name is Endur Gaurav from EC Department, Vignan Mirror. Today we'll discuss the properties of Z transforms. Generally, we have seen the properties of Fourier transform, properties of Laplace transform. Similar to that, for the discrete signals, the properties of Z transform will exist. That is, the properties of Z transforms. The properties of the Z transforms, the first one has the linearity, that is x1 of n whose Z transform as x1 of Z, and x2 of n whose Z transform as x2 of Z. Then its Z transform, that's linearity property, that is weighted sum of the inputs a into x1 of n plus b into x2 of n, whose Z transform as a into x1 of n z plus b into x2 of z. That's a into x1 of n plus b into x2 of n, whose Z transform as a into x1 of z plus b into x2 of z. Therefore, the proof of that one as Z transform of x1 of n, which is x1 of z, summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, x1 of n and z power minus n. Similarly, taking the Z transform of the second signal, x2 of n, which is x2 of z, which will be given by summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, x2 of n, z power minus n. Then the Z transform of a into x1 of n plus b into x2 of n will be given as summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, a into x1 of n plus b into x2 of n into z power minus n. Therefore, kept the a here, then the summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, x1 of n into z power minus n plus b into summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, x2 of n into z power minus n. Therefore, a into this entire thing is our Z transform, first Z transform, x1 of z plus b into x2 of z is the linearity property. For the weighted sum of the inputs, its Z transform will be the same weighted sum of the outputs. Coming to the shifting property, time shifting, x1 of n whose Z transform as x of z, shifting x of n minus m whose Z transform as x of z into z power minus m. It will be shift, z power units will be added here. Simply first take the Z transform of x of n, which is x of z, will be given by summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, x of n z power minus n. Then Z transform of x of n minus m will be given as summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, x of n minus m z power minus n. Then the n minus m will be considered as p, and n tends to p now. N is equal to, when n is equal to minus infinity, p is also minus infinity. When n is equal to infinity, p is also infinity only. Therefore, we'll write the summation n p varies from minus infinity to infinity, x of p z power minus of, in place of n we'll write the p plus m, that is z power minus m, keep it outside, and p is a dummy variable replaced with respect to n. N varies from minus infinity to infinity, x of n z power minus n. Therefore, this entire thing is our Z transform, z power minus m into x of z is the time shifting property. Similarly, the time reversal property, in the time reversal property, x of n whose Z transform as x of z time reversal x of minus n whose z transform as x of 1 by z. It is x of 1 by z. How we'll get is, first similarly take the x of z transform of x of n summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power minus n. Then z transform of x of minus n, which is from summation from minus infinity to infinity x of minus n z power minus n. Put minus n is equal to p, that when n is equal to minus infinity, p is infinity. N is equal to infinity means p is equal to minus infinity. We thought that the integral limits will be changed, but this was a summation, no? We can add up from minus infinity to infinity as well as from infinity to minus infinity. We'll get the same result. That's why the summation limits will not be changed. It is like this: x of p only, z power minus of minus, in place of n write the p, then p is a dummy variable, replace it with respect to n. Summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power z inverse whole power minus n. Therefore z inverse means it's nothing but x of z inverse. In place of z we'll have z inverse. That's why it will be called as z transform of z inverse. That will be written as x of 1 by z. That is the z transform of the time reversal property. Next property has the multiplication by the exponential sequence. Multiplication by exponential sequence. That is x of n whose z transform as x of z, then a power n into x of n whose z transform as x of z by a, x of z by a. Then z transform of x of n will be given as, z transform of the x of n will be given as x of z summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power minus n. Z transform of a power n x of n will be given as summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity a power n x of n z power minus n. Then summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n a power n z power minus n. That summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n, then a z inverse whole power n. That's nothing but, it's simply called as the z transform of a z inverse. That will be given as, it's simply given as the, we should have the minus 1. That's why here a inverse z, that will be given by z by a, x of z by a is the z transform. And similarly the fifth one has multiplication by n. Multiplication by n, x of n whose z transform as x of z, then n into x of n whose z transform as minus dx of z by dz, minus dx of z by dz. For that, take directly the x of z formula, that summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power minus n. Then differentiate this one with respect to z on both sides. Then d by dz of n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power minus n. But here the z variables is z power minus n only, minus infinity to infinity x of n minus n into d by dz of z power minus n minus 1, minus n minus 1, like that. Z transform of z power minus n minus 1. Therefore take this particular minus to this side, minus dx of z by dz, summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, n into x of n, z power minus n, keep it, and z inverse. Z inverse will be written as 1 by z and take to this side, and minus z into dx of z by dz will be given by summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, n into x of n into z power minus n. This was our first equation, this is the second equation. As we know, x of n is z transform as x of z, n into x of n is z transform as minus z into dx of z by dz. Here minus z also will be present, minus z into dx of z by dz. Similarly, the sixth one, it's time convolution. The time convolution, that is x1 of n whose z transform as x1 of z, x2 of n whose z transform as x2 of z, then the convolution between them, x1 of n and the x2 of n whose z transform as x1 of z into x2 of z. Simply the convolution in the time domain is equal to multiplication in the z domain. The same property as like Fourier transforms as well as Laplace transforms. For that, directly I am taking the proof, that is z transform of x1 of n convolution with the x2 of n, which is been given as summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, x1 of n convolution with the x2 of n into z power minus n. The convolution formula, as these are the discrete signals, will have a convolution sum from formula that will be written as summation k varies from minus infinity to infinity, x1 of k, x2 of n minus k, z power minus n. Now change the order of the integrations. Summation k varies from minus infinity to infinity, x1 of k kept it out, and the summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, x2 of n minus k, z power minus n, into here z power minus k, here z power k. Add the z power k minus z power minus k will be the one only, that's why we are adding it. K varies from minus infinity to infinity, x1 of k and z power minus k, summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity, x2 of n minus k, then z power of minus, take it as common, it will be the n minus k. Now this will becomes our second z transform, as we have n minus k, here also n minus k. Here this will become the first z transform. Therefore finally the x1 of z into x2 of z, that is x of n whose z transform as x of z, then x of 0 value is, that is limit of z tends to infinity, z tends to infinity, z into x of z, x of z. Generally the x of z will be given by the summation from n is equal to 0 to infinity, x of n, z power minus n. Put n is equal to 0, 0 and so on, that is x of 0 plus x of 1, z power minus 1, x of 2, z power minus 2, plus and so on infinity. When we take the limit on both sides, limit of z tends to infinity, x of z, here also the limit of z tends to infinity, x of 0 plus x of 1, z inverse plus x of 2, z power minus 2, Therefore, the x of, when we put z it tends to infinity, 1 by infinity 0, 1 by infinity zeros, like that. Therefore, it will be given as x of 0. On the left side, it z tends to infinity, x of z. Similarly, the final value as the x of infinity will be equal to limit of z tends to 1, z minus 1 into x of z. That will be shown in our next video.